Good morning once again, my leaders. So today is going to be a very short session. We are going to look at managing business funds. So this is one of the things that I've noticed that people struggle with as business owners. We are able to sell, we are able to recruit, but most of the time, because we don't take into account to say the business still needs capital to run. Most of the times we sell the products, we use the money, and now we cannot restock. And every month it feels like I have to take out money from my salary for me to do my 4CC. Whereas the idea is that 7,000 that you put in to buy your Start Your Journey combo should be the one that you are recycling month in, month out. Then you are not taking out money every time to complete your targets or to buy products. But when we use the money after we sell, it always feels like, why is it that every month I'm taking out my money to buy this product? And then you start hearing people say things like, oh, this is a scam, this does not work, what. It's because we are not being responsible with managing the money that we are making from our forever business. So we have to treat it like any other business and learn to manage the funds correctly. So I have a slide here with just a few tips of how we can manage the income that we are making so that we are able to reinvest it in the business month in, month out. And the first tip there is separate the business and the personal account. Keep your business and personal finances separate to avoid confusion and to ensure that you can accurately track your expenses and your profits. So, what this means is if you are able to have a separate account where the forever income is coming through. This also applies to any other business that you are going to do. Keep your personal. So when we say personal, this is the money that for those that are working part-time, this is the money that you are earning from your salary, the one that you use for your personal expenses. Keep it separate from the business so that you know exactly this one is mine. This belongs to the business. There are so many people that are very good at retailing, but they don't even see the income that they are making from retailing the products. And the reason is because the money is all mixed up in one place. But if you have a separate account for forever, you are able to see, okay, this is how much money has come in. This is how much I spent when I bought the products. Then you can track your profit. You know exactly to say this month I made 3,400. But because we do not do that, sometimes maybe you've bought products of 14,000 and then you've made a profit, let's say you've made a profit of 3,000. But because you are not tracking, you end up maybe using 6,000, which means when you are now in the next month and you need to complete your 4CC, you need to do your orders. Now you have to add extra because you spent the money before. So let us be responsible where possible. Keep the money separate so that you are able to track it. The business account, it's for money that is coming in for sales and money that is going out to buy products. If you are going to pay yourself from the business, then it has to be from the profits that you have made. So when you buy the box Wodumo, 7,000, and you sell it, you get your that 7,500 to 7,600 back. that is not money that you've made. To say, I've made money, I've got 7,600, I'm gonna go take myself out and do one, two, three. You always have to take into account your capital. So if I put in 7,100 and I now have 7,600, it means my profit is 500. Then the profit is the one that I can then say, okay, from the profit, I think I'm going to get myself lunch. But that also, I do not encourage you taking out money, especially when the business is still starting. That 500, put it back into the business, because 500 is already halfway towards a minimum order. But if you take it and then you go buy Nando's and all of that, you buy yourself new shoes, now that is 0.15 cc's that is gone, just without you being able to track it. So separate those things. That is the first tip. If I have people in the meeting, just let me know in the chat. The second thing is track your cash flow regularly. So with my team, what I've made them to do now is daily they need to record their sales. They need to track, what did I sell today? How much profit have I made from that sale? And then they need to add the totals so that they know by the end of the week, they already know to say, this week I've sold one, two, three items. This is my profit. This is my capital that has come back. And then they also do that on a monthly basis as well, to understand, to say, is my business making sense financially? And when they do that, we always say in our team that you cannot close on 0 cc's. Why? Because you have a record of what you have sold in the previous month. If you sold 10 tooth gels last month and you have 1,000, how much is tooth gel? And you have 1,600. It means this month you should at least close with that minimum 0.5 cc's, because you have the money from last month's sales. So it helps you to track. You already know, just by knowing how much did I sell this month, you already know that, okay, when August starts, I am going to be starting with one, or I'm going to be starting with 2 cc's, because you are tracking your sales on a daily, weekly, monthly basis. So how we then do it is, when you have sold for July, I've made total sales of 7,000. I then take this 7,000. On the 1st of August, I place my order for 7,000 before I get tempted to use the money. I order the products that I am marketing for that month on the 1st. It means already you are starting the month at 2 cc. That puts you ahead, because you are able to retail the products and then take that money, put it in again, that is already 4 cc. So make sure that you are tracking your cash flow, you are monitoring your sales, and in monitoring your sales, you are also monitoring the stock that you have left, so that you know what to replace when you are now placing your order. So it's not just about, it's month end, let me take 15,000 from my salary and buy 4 cc, and then you also end up buying products that you don't need, buying products that you cannot sell, because you are not managing your finances properly. So track the money that is coming in, track it daily, track it weekly, track it monthly. You have to know, as a business owner, you don't even need to look in your book. If I come to you and say, Heather, how much profit did you make this week? You have to have the number in your head. If you don't, it means you're not doing your business correctly. So understand, how do I calculate my profit every single sale? You record, I sold aloe vera gel. I sold it for 560. My profit was 168. I bought it for this price. That you have to know. It has to be in your mind all the time. You mustn't have to think about, oh, let me add. When someone asks you how much did you make last month, and you're like, let me go and check, that means you are not doing it right. You have to know it off the top of your head. You must know this week I've made a profit of 500. That is what a business person does. The third thing is you have to budget for your inventory being your products. You have to have a budget to say, okay, I've sold this. I've sold 10 aloe vera gels. I need to replace them. How much is it going to cost me to replace this? So set a strict budget for your stock purchase. Keep track of which items you are selling quickly and which ones you have to avoid overstocking because they are not moving on your side. So when you are recording the sales that you have made, already you start to see, okay, it seems like I am selling this product more. But if you are doing your haphazard kind of business, you just order what you feel like is going to give you the most CC so that you close, you end up stuck with a lot of stock and you end up not knowing which products am I actually selling more. So tracking your stock shows you that, okay, last time I bought 10 tooth gels and I bought 10 alus and I bought two C9s. When I'm looking at my stock now, the tooth gels are finished, the aloe vera gels are finished, the C9s, I still have them. It means that in my next order, I cannot go and order the C9 because it's not moving. I must go order the tooth gels and the aloe vera gel. That is how you run your business so that you don't find yourself, you have 10 boxes of C9 and you're not selling them and you are still ordering more C9. So track your inventory to see which products are moving on your side. There can be a lot of hype about the product, and then you just want to buy it because you see a lot of people are selling it. But is it a product that is moving on your side? Some people, when a product starts trending on social media, you go and you stock a lot of it. You don't even track, did I manage to sell? Now you end up with all these bottles of Arctic Sea and everything, and you are in the group. You are like, I have Arctic Sea. Anyone want to swap? Anyone want to swap? It's another sign that you are not running your business properly because why are you stuck with 20 bottles of Arctic Sea? Were you tracking your stock? Maybe not. So let's be in charge of our businesses, my leaders, and be able to track the stock, what is moving. Because what is moving for the next person might not be the product for you. So track using your own sales. If you see that I sell tooth gel, buy the box of tooth gel. Don't compete with someone who's selling C9 because you will order those boxes and then you are stuck with them. And that is money that you've put into the box and it's not coming back. Now you need to invest more money to get more products. So focus on the inventory that you are actually moving. Yes, you need to have stock of every single product, at least one. That's what I always tell my team. I always have at least one C9, one F15, one Arctic Sea, one of each product. When I can, I make it two of each product just in case because I'm still marketing the product. It might not be moving as fast as I wanted to move on my side, but I will keep stock of at least one or two. If ever I market and someone says they want it, then I want it to be there in my shop. So you need to do the same with your business. If you are budgeting for inventory, you are saying this month I made 1,000 profit. Let me order a product that I've never I've never ordered before, and maybe I'll market it and see how it goes. But if you take the profit and you use all of it, you are not able to plan for your stock like that. You will only be able to just buy and sell whatever you've been buying and selling all this while. But if you had your profit, last month I had my profit, I told myself, let me take this profit. I'm going to order the collagen. I want to try marketing it and see how it goes. Then I started marketing it and people started ordering. Now I have another product that I've added. But if I had used that profit, I was not going to be able to stock the collagen. I would have actually missed out on a few sales. One of the customers now wants to join the business. So budget for the inventory, budget for the stock. Um, I'm talking and talking and talking. I hope I have people that are following me. Control your operating costs. That is the fourth tip. So review the expenses that you incur, like when you are delivering product to a customer, when you have to travel. A lot of SBOs, they travel. Maybe you're going to a different city to support your team. Review those kind of costs and see, is it making sense? Because if I am going to spend 300 to put fuel to go deliver one bottle of aloe vera gel to a customer, yes, I want the sale, but does it make sense financially? Because my profit is 168. And now I'm spending more than that to go deliver this bottle. Does it make sense? Or you have a customer who wants to pay half and half. I've seen people do that, though I do not encourage it, but I've seen people do it. You find a customer, they say, no, I want this, please come deliver. You will get, I will pay half, and then you can come get the other half next week, for example. You are going to put fuel to go deliver that alu. You get half. You are going to drive again the second time to go collect the balance. Does it make sense financially in terms of your profit? So we have a lot of people that make high volume of sales, but they are not making profit. Why? Because they are not taking into account their cost of having to go collect the product and deliver it from the customer. So when you are running a business, you have to know, if I'm going to deliver this product, how much is it gonna cost me? And does it make sense on my profit for me to incur this cost? Or should I ask the customer to come? I know some people, they have like a radius where they say, if you are within this area, then I will deliver the product for free. If you are way, then the customer pays for the cost of the delivery. Those are some of the things that you need to review as an FBO, because it doesn't make sense for you to sell 40 aloe vera gels, then at the end of the day, you haven't made any profit. Some people are actually running their business at a loss. Yes, they sell a lot of products, but they don't make profit. Why? Because their costs are very high. The cost that they have to take the product and deliver to the customer, they are not taking that into account. Your cost of traveling, it also eats at your profit. When you say, I'm going to drive to Limpopo because there is a tour there and I want to be there and meet my guests, that is money that is coming out of your profit. How much is it gonna cost you for you to go there and meet people? How much is it going to cost you to travel to South Africa because there is a success day? And once you've done that calculation, is it worth it for you to incur that cost? For a business presentation, yes, it is worth it. I can go there. and support my downline. She has 10 people. But I also need to keep track of my expenses. How much did I spend for that trip? I put fuel, or maybe you took public transport, you had to get accommodation, you had to eat when you were there, maybe you had to pay for the venue. Those are costs that you need to take into account when you are running a business, so that at the end of the month, you must know to say, okay, I spent 5,000 to go on this trip and support this person. How many people signed up? How many CCs did this person do? What profit did this expense make for me? Therefore, did it make sense for me to go? What can I do so that next time that I have to go there and spend 5,000, how do I get this 5,000 back? How can I ensure that people actually sign up? We actually move products, we do contact marketing, and we make it productive. So if you are going to be spending all this money to travel to all these places just because you want to be part of the tour and you want to have nice content, then it does not make sense financially for you to do that. But if you're going to be traveling because you are actually inviting, you have prospects that are going to show up, it makes sense, because when a prospect signs up, that commission that you are getting, you are recovering part of what you spent to to go to the presentation. So those are things that you need to think about. And most of the time we do not think about that. We just think about, hey, I have money in my account. Let me just join these guys and go have fun. But you have to understand, as a business owner, every decision that you make is eating at your profit. It's a cost that you are incurring. And that cost, it must bring money back. If I travel to go support my team in Cape Town, I make sure that I also have my prospects that are going to attend there. And I show up, we do the presentation, people are going to sign up and all of that. But if you are just traveling for the sake of you want to be part of the nice pictures, then you have to relook at your finances. How much are you spending just to look pretty? And does it make sense for you? So control the costs that you are incurring. Hey, that was a mouthful. Let me know in the chat if you are still following and if this is making sense. What is it that you are learning? What is it that you are going to go and change? Then the other tip is reinvest your profits wisely. This I've already mentioned. To say, instead of spending all your profits, reinvest a portion back into the business for expansion, for marketing, for improving your stock. Okay, I've already mentioned this one. Even that income that you get when someone signs up, I always say that is not money for you to take and go shopping. That is money that you can reinvest into doing a product launch for that person that has signed up. That is money that you can reinvest into organizing a business presentation and for that person, and you can already pay for the venue. You can already travel to them to give them their box. Why? Because you are reinvesting your profits. Okay, so don't just say, oh, I'm gonna sign up 10 people this month, then I will have 15,000, and this 15,000 I'll go on a trip to Zanzibar. No, how are you taking this money and reinvesting it into your business? You sold one aloe vera gel, you sold another one today. That is 300. You can actually go and do your business cards. You are investing in your marketing. You sold two tooth gels today. You can actually take that profit and invest it into running Facebook ads for tooth gels. So think of ways that you can give back to your business through the profit that you are making. It's not always that you must eat your profit. I always tell my team to say, until you get to manager, the profit is not yours. Keep putting it back into the business. You are going to have 3, 4, 5 months of you just taking this profit and putting it back. Someone signed up, take that money, do a product launch. Take that money, buy more stock, buy something new that you've never bought. Try a new product. That is how you reinvest your profits wisely. So instead of spending all your profits, cut the unnecessary cost, do your marketing, improve your stock levels, pay someone to do a nice flyer for you, so that you can market yourself. And that you can do just from selling a tooth gel or just from selling an alu. You can pay someone to say, please do a nice poster for me that I can use for marketing. Or you can take the ones that Forever has given us and you go print them at a printing shop. So that is what your profits are for. Then plan for slow periods. Okay, right now there is a hype. There was a hype for collagen. Now collagen is out of stock. Things have sort of calmed down. There's going to be like it, months like January when people are focused on back to school. There's going to be December when people are traveling, all of that. You need to plan and you need to create a cash reserve for those down periods or the unexpected financial expenses that you are going to incur that you cannot avoid. So right now I'm making a lot of profit, but maybe from experience I've seen that in January I don't sell as much, maybe because people are busy doing the back to school, they are not buying products. What is my plan to make sure that I don't miss my 4cc in January? How much do I need in January for me to be able to do my 4cc? You should already be knowing that today. Should already be knowing that, what, because January is always a slow month for me and I struggle to make sales. If 4cc for me is 14,000, from the profits that I'm making now, I need to be setting that money aside. Just in case January doesn't go well, I can still buy my stock. I can still do my business because I have money that I've set aside. I can still travel and support my team because I've made provision to say January is coming. And January is the time people are setting goals. People are looking at what can I do this year so that my year ends properly, you know. Those are the times you should be traveling and doing presentations. But because we don't plan for such, January will come, you are so broke, you can't even do anything. Then you look like the people that you are saying they must come and join the business. So plan for the slow periods when you know that you won't be able to sell, or plan for unexpected things. What happens if I get flu this month and I can't even move? If I get COVID and I can't do my business, what is going to happen? What is my plan to make sure that my business will continue to run, to make sure that I'm still able to buy stock? Those are things that you are supposed to think of as a business owner. And the last thing is set financial goals. Have a clear target in terms of your financial goals for how your business is going to grow, and regularly you are assessing your progress. So you have a goal to say, I'm making 23,000. If you're tracking your profit, you can actually check to say, okay, how much did I make this month? You can check your commission. You can check all of those things. So have everything written down. Like we always say in goal setting, have everything written down. It must be clear. You must be able to measure it and track your finances as a business owner. I said it was going to be a short presentation, and now we are left with 5 minutes. So let me know what is it that you have learned from the very few tips that I had for you today. I'm going to allow participants to be able to unmute, and you can just make a comment, maybe add a tip. How is it working for you? How are you managing your finances? You can just share with us.